old, standing drab before me, while his memory looms brilliant in my mind. I wonder how she sees me, and not just me, but how I surround myself, here in a house once white as a wedding cake, elaborate with frosting. The last of the paint peeled long ago from its ornamented stickwork and gabled eaves. The year the weather finally planed its boards back down to raw wood was the year I gathered myself into its core, shutters latched. 2. Gillian sits with my dog at her feet. She is young, does not know, has no history of me, or perhaps even of him, her father old and dead by the time she was scarcely taller than his knee. She seems puzzled that I would have a Chesapeake named Dash, the same as her retriever back home. I've lost count of my dogs descended from her father's Dash, enough to fill 3 duck boats. Likely another 3 boatloads worth of Dashes have been born in Carolina. Even his dog I have had to share. Why does my Chessie surprise you? Didn't anyone tell you he and I had a dog named Dash? You're my father's sister? You said you wanted to know about your father. I don't know why you didn't ask your mother, but then what has that woman ever understood of our mutual husband? What did you say? She pulls her hand away from Dash's head. Didn't they tell you he left me both husbandless and dogless, so that I, too proud to beg him to stay, was left to beg one of Dash's puppies? Have you the least idea what that was like? Dash whines deep in his throat. She stands. I need to leave. This daughter will some day tell how I stood back and glared. Why have you come back to haunt me after all these years, she will claim I said. Then comes the slamming of the door and the desperate run all the way down to the end of Maine, to the Hotel Matacroisson and up to her room, crying. She will refuse supper, oyster stew or lobster bisque, this detail changing why. Maybe it's what she's hungry for on any given day, 10 or 20 years from now. She will remember the room number, how at first she did not hear the knock. Then her mind will wander, and, as she will tell it, someone will give 1 sharp rap, or perhaps 3 hard slaps of an open palm, jiggle the knob, and say to her through the locked door, "You are family. You must come home with me." She will wish it true, but it will not be me, Blythe Harding Lodge, who invites her home. No, she is not mine. This one who takes the truth and tosses it up to see how it will land. In this, she is her mother's daughter, too overwrought for my liking, and yet somehow she captivates. This one could be mine. 3. It's fortunate I'm an early riser. She's at my door before the coffee's finished brewing. It's me, Gillian, she says. I don't correct her grammar, nor do I remind her that we met just yesterday and my memory is fine. Why bother? Next thing, she'll be telling me it's 1942 and there's a war on. Gilly, that's what your father called you. It will do for me. I don't say, what kind of made-up name is Gillian? I see her gaze skipping, like a bit of shell just so across the water, over the few toys scattered about, the well-thumbed books of fairy tales, the children's pictures sketched in wax or chalk that show the true scale of things, whales and people, hermit crab shells and houses, all of a size, equal in importance. I know what will catch her eye. Ah, good for her. She seems unfazed. The stuffed shorebirds and the songbirds and the birds of prey, the swan whose wingspan is wider than the French doors, the gaudy puffin and the demure sandpiper. She studies each, but only for a moment. She shows no favorites, committing to none. I am now the curator of my own private natural history museum, where the public is never invited. And yet, I've let her in.